Arroyo Viejo, which means Old Creek, is located at 7700 Cross Avenue in East Oakland, California. During the late 1800s, it was owned by the Japanese DeMoto brothers, Thomas and Henry. Together, they ran the largest floral nursery in California. Business thrived up until 1933 during the Great Depression, and no flowers were being sold. Further tragedy struck when World War II began, while the United States and Japan were at odds. The brothers, as well as other Japanese Americans, were forced into internment camps due to their Japanese heritage. Both brothers met their demise in captivity. In the mid-1930s, the city of Oakland acquired the land and invested $100,000 for development and amenities. These included an amphitheater, recreation center, multiple playgrounds, 2 baseball fields, an elementary school, and tennis courts. At the time, it was East Oakland's largest community enhancement project. Arroyo Park was completed and opened in 1939. This added much value and beauty to the neighborhood, which was predominantly occupied by white citizens. In the coming years, the area began to diversify. Many African Americans relocated from the southern states in search of a better life westward. Most who initially resided in the West Oakland area began purchasing property on the east side, which was considered a beautiful suburb with home ownership affordability. In the 1960s, where racial tensions were at a high in the U.S., Oakland residents began to clash. African American residents were met with a level of discrimination by their white counterparts who did not want to coexist with them. Arroyo Park was targeted by vandals, seeking to send a message that inequality would not be tolerated. The incident cost the city over $50,000 in damages. This added to growing tensions, and by the 1970s, most white citizens had left the area. Arroyo then became a pillar of hope for its now predominantly black community. It provided the area with enrichment programs and events, all dedicated to community building. Despite all the greatness that came from the park, a darkness soon manifested. Terror and shame lingered throughout the community as it grew a bad reputation for being an unsafe place to be caught after dark. The area experienced regular documented and undocumented incidents of rape, assault, and even murders, all unsolved. Many locals and theorists believe the horrors were the fault of one man, Billy Doo.
Billy Doo, a lot of people thought that Billy Doo was a myth. Billy Doo was actually a rapist. He liked boys.
My name is Home Run. I'm from Oakland, California. And I have some friends that always tell me about, look out for Billy Doo, because he's a bad actor.
Hey, before I say my name, man, you sure ain't nobody gonna be able to see me? All right, man, and make sure you straighten my voice out, man, because I told you, man, this gotta be anonymous, man. I don't want nobody to know.
I heard stories, but I wouldn't repeat it because I don't know if it's true or not, so I wouldn't. I don't know Billy Doo, man. The stories I heard was pretty cold, man. Billy Doo, man.
So, do you know who Billy Doo is?
Billy Doo used to be a person that would terrorize me as a little kid.
I heard stories of Billy Doo chasing people, like chasing kids after school and things like that. And I got them same characteristics. I chase bitches all day.
For you to come all these years later asking me about Billy Doo is bringing up some feelings because my brother been missing. Just give me a minute. You drink?
Billy Doo was cold. Billy Doo was cold. You wasn't supposed to get caught after dark in Arroyo Park unless you come through Billy Doo. You're gonna see him. Trust me. I don't care how tough you was and how bad you was. If you went in that park, Billy Doo was chasing your ass. Period. Now, whether you fought him or whether it was 2 or 3 of y'all, then he might not chase you. He was reluctant to chase you if it was 2 or 3 of y'all. But if you walk through that park by yourself, your ass got chased. And if you say on this documentary or film or whatever it is that Billy Doo didn't chase you, you're a motherfucking lie. Now, Billy Doo was white. He definitely was a white guy.
I hear these stories about he was Asian and black. Man, Billy Doo wasn't Asian. He was a Filipino. His mama was Filipino. You know what I'm saying? My uncle used to fool with his mama. So.
Billy Doo was this white kid mixed with Asian. I don't know what type of Asian, though. So don't ask me about what type of Asian. Like, was he Chinese, Japanese, Taiwanese? Nigga, I don't know.
Billy Doo just scary black man. Like, I don't know why everybody keep talking about he's some goddamn Asian and some shit like that. I didn't see no Asians. I seen Billy Doo. That man was black as all get out. Like, you know how they got like different shades of black? Like, he was like blurple, kind of like.
He was Asian and white, but stocky, bigger than the rest of his kids though.
He was thin built. He was probably about 6 feet. So I'm 5'9", so he was probably about 6 foot, 6'1". He was like a shade darker than me. Short hair. Actually, probably about the length of mine, because I need a haircut.
Oh man, Billy Doo, he had a long perm. At the time, Billy Doo had good hair. He had finger waves and shit.
Billy Doo had like a little natural, probably like your length, a little longer. And it used to be kind of like how where you wearing your hair now, that's how Billy Doo hair was back then. Like the nappy look. So, yeah.
Man, I met Billy Doo back in '85, man. We was walking down the street, and it was cold outside that day, man. And Billy Doo had on a t-shirt, and I noticed that his nipples was real hard, you know, through the t-shirt, man. It just really turned me on, and that was my first time, my first impression of Billy Doo. Man, I probably ain't seen Billy Doo probably since, probably 88, 89. Back, we was up at Herpy High, up at Castlemine in the back of the gym. That's the last time I really seen him.
Well, they say Billy Doo, man, was a guy that ran track for Castlemine back in the late 60s. And he'll wait for his victim at Arroyo Park, and nobody can outrun him. So if you was in the Arroyo Park after dark, you wasn't gonna escape the wrath of Billy Doo. That's all I got to say.
Billy Doo was like an urban myth, urban legend. I got a few little stories behind him. A lot of people didn't know that Billy Doo was a preacher as well. He had his own church and everything. You feel what I'm saying? He had the urban myth missionary Baptist, Reverend Billy Doo. So it was Billy Doo, which he was from East Oakland, and then it was Stanky the rapist. He was like from Berkeley. He used to rape girls. So on 79th at Arroyo Park, that's where Billy Doo would always be. He would hang in the park, and you know, and certain people probably have fell victim to him. That's probably not gonna never tell it, but what he would do is, if you would walk through the park late at night, say 10 or 11, when you really wasn't supposed to be out, he'd chase you, and if he caught you, that would be your ass.
I used to have to cross through Arroyo Park to get to my school. I was going to Webster Elementary at the time. You know, I only got one leg. So I didn't want to have to take the long way by taking the streets. I always cut through Arroyo Park instead. So there had to be this one time when I was running home that this dude stopped me. He was like, "Hey, give me your lunch money." And I was like, man, I'm not giving you nothing. Who was you? He was like, man, this Billy Duke. You gonna give me that goddamn lunch money? I'm like, man, I ain't giving you shit. So the next thing you know, I started running. This motherfucker tricked me. And when he tricked me, my leg came off.
The stories I hear is him just chasing kids, messing with kids. I heard about him taking some nigga leg before.
Never met him, but I ran from him. You know what I'm saying? Never really looked in his face, but I ran from that man. That man feared, in the 80s, he feared a lot of youth. He feared a lot of youth. And like I said, I'm glad I didn't have to cut through the park to go home from Webster School.
Billy, I ain't said that name in 30 years. Billy do. Billy motherfucking do. So, Billy do, right? He was snatching kids. He just be snatching people's kids and stuff. It just had to be 1980. I don't know. Because I know how old I am. I don't really talk about it much. And what had happened was, it was 1980 and we was coming home from school. I swear it was cold that night. It was kind of like foggy. He took JJ. And I ain't seen my brother since. He took my brother. Don't nobody believe me, right? But we got a GoFundMe page and everything. This JJ.
I'm possibly related to Billy Duke. Since I heard about it, I went through an organization called findyourfolks.com. They're not expensive at all like the other ones. You know, I don't have like $500, $300, you know, $1,000 to afford all these DNA tests because I'm in between jobs. I sell waters around Lake Merritt. Once I submitted my sample, it took 30 days, man, for them to find out that I was related to Billy Duke. So once it came back, this is it right here, just to let you know, findyourfolks.com. So if you guys don't have a lot of money, please, they take cigarettes, Bama weed, whatever. You can go to 71st and to get Bama weed. But I realized that I was 40% related to Billy Duke, 20% to What It Do, 50% to McAdoo, and 10% to do that nigga.
He normally would be out late at night, you know, when juveniles really weren't supposed to be outside. So if he caught somebody, it probably wasn't nobody from this side of Bancroft. It might have been the other side, maybe, you know, but he's chased a lot of people. He's chased a lot of people.
I've seen a black man just come
Here you go. I got your phone, Grandma.
Okay,
and somebody's
I didn't ask you for. Okay, thank you, baby. And thank you for my shoe. I sure appreciate you. See what I gotta go through with the kids? Oh my God, I don't even know who this is on the phone.
Is that my daddy?
Boy, you don't get out my face. I don't know who this is on the phone. Go on now. If it's your daddy, we ain't found your daddy in forever. Gone. I don't know who this is on the phone. Hello?
This call will be recorded and monitored. I have a collect call from...
Bitch, it's JJ. Where my motherfucking money at, bitch? Get my money.
An inmate at...
Ooh. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't even mean to interrupt. I don't know who that was talking about. I think it was JJ. That is so weird. That must have been my cousin JJ on my daddy's side, twice removed by marriage. It had to be because my brother been missing for long. He been missing for 30 years.
Billy Duke wasn't no bad person. He'd have a little drink every now and then, and he'd get butt naked and run down East 14th. But other than that, man, he didn't do too much crazy shit.
Yeah, I just want to learn more about Billy Duke. I want the public to know that he wasn't all what people say he is. You know, like I want to know, I want my kids to know, I want my family to know. I want to know why I am the way I am. Why do I do what I do? Like, you know, that was good. Why do I do what I do? You heard that? See, Billy Duke. That's how I know I'm related to the nigga. Why do I do what I do, when I do it, when you do what I do?
A lot of people say, oh, Billy Duke was from over here. He was from over. No, Billy Duke came up in Arroyo Park in East Oakland. period. That's where he's always been. Oh, well, one time I seen him at Doggy Diner, but that was on, what was that, 98th?
Been 30 years and we done got a GoFundMe page, and I appreciate all the few people that done chuckle support. Cause JJ been missing for hellalong.com. Y'all please help us out. JJ been missing for hellalong.com. It's a GoFundMe page and it's on Facebook, Instagram.
People act like Billy Dude was a terrorist, man. And man, Billy Dude wasn't like that, man. That dude was kind-hearted, man. He was sweet.
So, you know, that was how it basically went growing up. But like I said, a few people he didn't chase. I mean, I don't know anybody personally that he's caught. And if I did, they didn't never say it. So, you got caught in the park after dark with Billy Dude, it was over for you.
Any more stories or anything else you want to say about Billy Dude before we wrap up?
Yeah, I just want to say the whole little documentary with him, it's a lot of other shit that's going on, but that myth right there, that's gonna rock forever. You feel what I'm saying? Regardless of who's seen what, but yeah, just don't get caught after dark with Billy Dude. And Arroyo Park, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
By the mid-'80s and early '90s, the entire east side of Oakland was plagued by the fear of Billy Dude. Although he was known to primarily stalk Arroyo Park, his place of origin was always in question. He was rumored to have terrorized neighborhood parks and the surrounding communities. No hood was safe. At the same time, Oakland, although rich in pride and culture, was growing a reputation for being a bad place to live. Crime was at an all-time high, with the murder rate reaching record numbers. Those seeking a safer environment to raise their families began leaving the area. The legacy of Billy Dude is not known to younger generations and newer residents of East Oakland. In recent years, OG residents have either fled the community or were forced out. A new nightmare is emerging. Oakland, once a very affordable place to live, is now unaffordable due to gentrification, causing the displacement of many long-time, low-income residents. Homelessness is at an all-time high. Racial tensions are growing every day as a result of today's divided social climate. The town is experiencing a culture clash like before, with newcomers not wanting to coexist with the existing residents. History is repeating itself. The time of fearing tall tales and neighborhood boogeymen are behind, as very real evils are lurking just outside your door.
It got the little bitty baby, and it's him. It got the little bitty baby, and it's him. It's got the whole birthday.